Ever wondered what your soulmate might look like? I mean, like, actually look like?
Yeah, it's a question a lot of people ponder for sure.
Well, today, get this, we're diving into a service that claims to do just that, using, wait for it, psychic abilities.
Psychic abilities, that's definitely a new one.
Right, I was intrigued too. So the source for this deep dive, a website that offers these Soulmate Sketches, and the artist, so to speak, a psychic named Tina Aldea.
Okay.
And here's where it gets even more interesting. The site is hosted on ClickBank. You know, that huge online marketplace for digital stuff.
Yeah, I've heard of ClickBank.
So we're going to unpack what exactly this service offers, how it supposedly works, and of course, what you get for your money.
Sounds good.
Then we'll look at all the disclaimers, the fine print, and help you guys decide if this is something you might want to check out yourselves.
Important step.
But first things first, what exactly wiki is a soulmate sketch? What are we even talking about here?
So basically, it's not like a police sketch, right?
Definitely not. No lineups happening here.
Think of it more as Tina, the psychic artist. She uses what she calls intuitive energy readings to create a visual, like a drawing of someone who could be your soulmate.
So it's not just art. We're talking about vibes, energy, all that.
Exactly. It's this blend of psychic ability and, well, art, which honestly, I didn't even know it was a thing.
Okay, so less about looks, more about energy. Got it. But walk me through how this even works, the whole process.
Sure. So first, you have to give Tina some information. Not anything too personal, just your age range and, get this, your preferred ethnicity for the sketch.
So you actually get a say in what they might look like, a little bit.
Right. And then your zodiac sign, your name, obviously, and your email address, because that's where you get the sketch.
Makes sense. Email's how it all happens these days.
Yeah, it all gets sent digitally. And supposedly this info, it lets Tina tap into what she calls your energy.
Your energy. I love it. So how much does all of this energetic art piece cost?
Okay, so the regular price is $61.67, but right now it's on sale for $37.
Ooh, a sale. Soulmate on a budget. I'm here for it. So for that $37, what exactly are we getting? Just the sketch? Or is there more?
You get the sketch, of course, but you also get a whole guide called How to Attract Your Soulmate Faster.
Wait, hold on. It's like a cosmic dating profile almost. I am very intrigued now.
Right. Like, here's what they look like, and here's how to make them yours. It's pretty clever, actually.
And what about the time frame? You submit all your info. How long do you have to wait for this soulmate sketch to magically appear in your inbox?
Standard delivery. 24 to 48 hours.
Okay, it's not too bad.
But for those who are, really impatient...
Let me guess, there's an express option.
You know it. For an extra fee, you can get the whole package in 6 hours.
6 hours? Wow, some people just can't wait to meet their destiny, huh?
Nope, not even a little bit.
All right, so we've got the process down, the price, even the delivery options, but, and this is a big but, what about Tina herself?
Right. Who is this mystical artist? Yeah. Exactly. It's one thing to say you're a psychic, but where did she learn this? What's her story?
Well, her website, it actually goes into her background a bit.
Yeah.
She says she comes from a long line of, spiritual practitioners.
Okay, now this is getting good. Give me the details. What kind of spiritual practices?
It doesn't get too specific, unfortunately, but it mentions that her family's practices were rooted in ancient traditions, like understanding energy, things like that.
So she grew up immersed in this world, like it was just normal for her.
Yeah, exactly. It's like those skills were passed down.
I'm already picturing this family, sitting around a table, reading each other's auras.
Right.
Makes you wonder what family dinners were like at their house.
I know.
But how does all that, ancient family knowledge actually play into how she does those soulmate sketches? Does she use specific techniques?
So the details of her method, those are a bit hush-hush, understandably, I guess. But she does mention it's a combination of meditation, visualization, and connecting to the client's energy. Wow. So it's not just about being a talented artist. It's about, tapping into something deeper.
Exactly. She talks about seeing beyond the physical, sensing the energy each person carries, and then somehow she translates that energy into the sketch.
Whoa. That's wild. It's like she's creating an energy portrait, not just a physical one.
Right, like capturing your soul or something.
Okay, this is all very fascinating. But how accurate can these sketches really be? I mean, we're talking about energies, soulmates. It all sounds a bit mystical, even for me.
You're right to be a little skeptical. I mean, it's definitely pushing the boundaries of what most people consider, normal. And Tina herself actually addresses this on her website.
Okay, good. She's got to be upfront about that.
Exactly. She's very clear that her services are for entertainment purposes only. She's not claiming to have a crystal ball that shows you exactly who you're going to end up with.
So it's more about exploration and possibility than a guaranteed prediction.
I think that's the best way to approach it. It's like opening yourself up to the idea that there might be someone out there who really vibes with you on a deeper level, and then, getting to see what that might look like visually.
I like that. It's a fun, kind of intriguing way to think about soulmates and love and all that, but you got to approach it with a healthy dose of realism, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
And remember, folks, even if the sketch doesn't end up being a spitting image of the person you end up with, you still got that opportunity for self-reflection. Maybe even some interesting conversations about love.
For sure. And let's not forget about the guide you get, How to Attract Your Soulmate Faster.
Oh, right. We can't
Okay.
leave that out. That adds a whole other dimension to this service.
Definitely does. So this guide, How to Attract Your Soulmate Faster, it's like the perfect companion to the Soulmate Sketch,
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's one thing to see what your soulmate might look like, but how do you actually make that connection happen?
Exactly. And that's what's so smart about this whole package. It's not just about the visual, it's about understanding how attraction works energetically.
Okay, so what kind of advice does the guide actually give? Is it all like cheesy pickup lines and love spells?
Nothing like that. It's described on the website as a mix of spiritual and practical tips.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Spiritual A&D practical. So what kind of stuff are we talking about here?
It gets into things like self-love,
Yeah.
raising your vibration and aligning yourself with the frequency of love.
So it's about doing the inner work, not just changing your hairstyle or something.
Right, exactly. It's about cultivating this strong sense of self and radiating positive energy, and then you become this magnet for a soulmate who's on the same wavelength, so to speak.
Yeah, that makes sense. You attract what you put out into the world, right? But in this case, you're attracting a soulmate who reflects your best self.
Yes, that's put perfectly. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally draws in a soulmate connection.
This is all sounding really good. And for $37, it seems like a pretty amazing deal, honestly. You get a glimpse of your soulmate, plus this guide on how to actually manifest that connection. But I'm also thinking about the people who might be a little hesitant about all of this. Maybe they're skeptical about psychic stuff, or they're worried about getting scammed. What would you say to them?
Yeah, it's totally understandable to be a bit cautious,
Right.
especially when we're talking about, matters of the heart. And it's always a good idea to approach anything online with a healthy dose of skepticism.
Yeah, don't just blindly trust everything you see on the internet, right?
Exactly. But I think it's also important to remember that this service, it's presented as entertainment.
Okay, so it's not making any promises, like a guarantee or something.
No, it's not claiming to be some foolproof method to finding the one,
So it's more about sparking your curiosity and exploring different possibilities and having a little fun with this whole idea of soulmates.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. It's like a playful experiment.
I like that. Playful experiment with love and connection. And hey, if it leads to some self-discovery or opens your heart to new possibilities, that's a bonus.
Absolutely. And don't forget, the website is hosted on ClickBank, which is a pretty well-established platform. They have their own security measures, refund policies, all that.
Okay, so there are some safeguards in place. That's good to know. So basically, if anyone's feeling intrigued, they can always just go check out the website.
Yep. Read more about Tina, her process, and, decide if it resonates with them.
And we'll put the link in the show notes, of course.
Perfect. And hey, if it doesn't resonate, that's totally okay too. There's no one right way to find love.
That's a great point. Everyone's journey is different.
Exactly.
Well, I think this has been a super interesting deep dive. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
I think the most important thing is to stay open to new experiences, trust your intuition, and never stop believing that, that special connection is out there somewhere.
Well said.
And who knows, maybe a soulmate sketch could be the thing that sparks that journey for someone.
Or maybe you'll bump into your soulmate at the grocery store. You never know.
The universe works in mysterious ways.
It really does. But either way, we wish all of our listeners the best of luck in their quest for love.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone, stay curious, keep your hearts open, and don't be afraid to, explore the less conventional paths to finding your happily ever after.
And maybe, just maybe, your soulmate is out there right now waiting to be, well, sketched into existence.
So this guide, How to Attract Your Soulmate Faster, it's like the perfect companion to the Soulmate Sketch.
Right. It is. It's one thing to see what they might look like, but how do you actually make it happen, Find them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think is so clever about this whole package deal. It's not just about the picture. It's about understanding how attraction, really works. Energetically, even.
Okay, so what kind of advice does this guide actually offer? Is it full of, cheesy pickup lines or weird love spells?
Nothing like that, no. It's described on the website more as a blend of spiritual and practical tips.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
Spiritual, A-N-D, practical. Give me some examples. What kind of stuff?
Well, it talks about things like self-love, which is, always a good thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Then it gets into, raising your vibration.
Ooh, raising your vibration. That sounds very mystical.
Right. And then aligning yourself with the frequency of love.
Okay, so we're talking about inner work here, not just changing your wardrobe or something.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a really strong sense of self and then radiating, positive energy outwards.
Okay, yeah, I get that. It's like you attract what you put out there.
That's it. But in this case, you're attracting a soulmate who reflects your best self.
Right, right. It's about becoming the kind of person who just naturally attracts a soulmate, someone who's on your level.
Yes, exactly.
This is all sounding really good. And for $37, it seems like honestly a pretty amazing deal. You get a glimpse of your soulmate, plus a whole guide on how to actually bring that connection into your life. But I'm also thinking about the people out there who might be hesitant, Maybe they're skeptical about all this psychic stuff, or they're worried about getting scammed. What would you say to them?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely understandable to be cautious, especially when it comes to, love and relationships and all that. It's always smart to approach anything online with a bit of a healthy dose of skepticism.
Don't just believe everything you read on the internet, right?
Exactly. But it's also important to remember that this service, it's presented as entertainment.
So it's not making any guarantees this is definitely your soulmate or anything like that?
No promises. It's not claiming to be some foolproof method for finding the one.
Okay, so it's more about sparking your curiosity.
Yeah.
Exploring the possibilities, having a little fun with this whole idea of soulmates.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's like a playful experiment,
I like that. A playful experiment with love and connection. And hey, if it leads to some self-discovery or opens your heart to new possibilities, that's just a bonus.
Exactly. And don't forget, it's hosted on ClickBank, which is a well-established platform. They have their own security measures, refund policies, all that.
Okay, so there are some safeguards in place. Good to know. So basically, if anyone's feeling intrigued, they can check out the website, read more about Tina, her process, and decide if it resonates with them.
Yep, exactly.
And we'll put the link in the show notes, of course.
Perfect.
Well, I think this has been a super fascinating deep dive. What are your final thoughts on all of this?
I think the most important thing is to stay open to new experiences. Trust your intuition. And never stop believing that, that special connection is out there waiting for you.
I love that. And maybe, just maybe, a soulmate sketch could be the thing that, sparks that journey for someone.
Yeah. Or maybe you'll bump into your soulmate at the grocery store, right? You just never know.
That's true. The universe works in mysterious ways. But either way, we wish all of our listeners the best of luck in their quest for love.
Yes, absolutely. Until next time, stay curious, everyone. Keep your hearts open and don't be afraid to explore those, less conventional paths to finding your happily ever after.
And maybe, just maybe, your soulmate is out there right now, just waiting to be, sketched into existence.